Hey folks, and welcome to another Blue Player solo play. Now I have not done one of these in quite a while. Just life happens, but I happen to be looking at this one for Dice Tower Crowd Surfing FOMO segment, which I'll be taking a look at this one. And I thought, man, this is a great game to go ahead and try a solo play since it does have solo play. Now this is called Ignite, and this game is a deck builder. And it's a tactical miniatures game. Now you may be asking yourself, where are the miniatures? Well, this is a prototype copy. They don't have the miniatures for me yet. So we're going to be using these tokens here to represent our character. And we're going to be using these meeples and cubes to represent the enemies. Now, as most people know, I don't traditionally play deck builders, so it'll be interesting to see how this goes for us. We're going to have a deck here that's going to control the enemies and their power and even some nasty apocalypses. We've got the enemy cards over here that tell us about the enemies, and we're going to have our starting hand of 12 cards. Now, this game does play competitively, where you're all going at each other, and then it has this solo cooperative, and so I'm going to be playing the solo. I'm going to be playing as the cat people, which their special ability is they get to assign 2 movement to 1 unit during their turn for free. I figure most people probably know how a deck builder is played, so we should probably just dive right in. Now we are going to play this game on the regular difficulty setting, which means we're going to actually get 3 free turns before any of the enemies get to start going. So let's just go ahead and dive right into this. We're going to get ourselves 6 cards, which will start our hand, and I'll try to keep the cards over here so you folks can see them. All right, so not the greatest of hands, but that's okay. It's a free 3, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of honor that I can spend over here. In addition, as long as I have somebody here, I can buy multiple cards for each miniature here or in the bazaar. The bazaar is going to allow me to trash. And I tell you what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to spend... Actually, I'm going to do my 2 movement, so I'm going to move this cat forward 2. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Let's do this. Let's spend the 3 march cards and move him forward another 3. So that way we can move him there. So that's going to end that turn. That's going to be our first free turn. Now I happen to know we start with 12 cards, so that means I have 6 here. So let's see what we have. Perfect. All right, so I'm gonna move our cat into the bazaar, and then in the bazaar I can trash a card if I want to gain its honor. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to trash this old wooden shield to get us 3 honor, and that's gonna help thin out my deck. And then that's gonna give us 3. We're gonna have 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's gonna give us 6 honor to spend. I think what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and buy, let's see, we should start out something strong, but I want some more movement. But I also kind of want a weapons dealer. Let's take this weapons dealer. This allows us to trash a card from our hand. So in addition to the bazaar, we can do that. So we're gonna use that, and that's going to end that turn. And so now we're gonna take our last freebie turn. So we'll shuffle up our cards here. And draw out 6 cards. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And let's see what we have. Ooh, and we got the weapons dealer. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to, for the cat that's in the bazaar, I'm gonna trash this dagger, because in the solo and cooperative, they're only worth half point of damage anyway. We'll trash that for 3 honor. We'll also play our weapons dealer and trash this other dagger. That's going to give us 6, 7, 8. And so let's go ahead and buy a card. I think I'm going to buy this lightning bolt because I think that's, well, you know what? Maybe we should buy some, let's buy a lightning bolt. All right, so I'm going to buy a lightning bolt, which is a spell, and I'll cover the cards as we use them. And then we're going to draw out 6 new cards. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we have 6. And now we're going to take our first actual turn of the game, and then the enemies will get to go. So looking here, we have a lot of daggers, a lot of marches, and an old wooden shield. Now, wooden shields are nice because they do allow us to block a weapon, projectile, or mount. They don't really do much for spells, but they do allow us to stop weapons. So I think we're going to keep that one for now. We will eventually go ahead and get a metal shield because this has to be trashed. Actually, you know what? There's no enemies. Let's do this. Let's move this cat forward. And then, let's see, 1, 2, 3. That's not going to get him there, but we can trash another dagger. That's going to get us 3 honor. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's going to get us 7 honor. Let's see, we could buy, wish we had one more. We could buy a bow. Let's go ahead and buy some extra move. Let's get a sword. We're going to need some damage. What a sword. That's going to be 4. I do like that. And let's go ahead and take a triple sheath. I think that's going to do it. That's going to get us 7. So we're going to go ahead and discard those. And now it's going to be the enemy's turn. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw a power card to see what's going to happen. That's not a good one to start out. This is Plagued Rats. If a player buys a card, they also gain a hex card. And for those familiar with deck buildings, hex cards are just filler cards that sit in there and clog up our hands. And then we're going to draw the first enemy card. So it begins. And what's going to happen on an enemy is we're going to roll these 2 dice. That's going to determine what's going to come out and where they're going to come out. Let's go ahead and roll this. As long as we don't get a 3 or 4, we're all right. We get a 1, so nothing comes out. So we got a quiet round. Unfortunately, we have this going. Let's go ahead and shuffle up our cards here. You can tell someone who doesn't play a lot of card games because my shuffling skills are not the greatest. All right, so let's get 6 cards. Now, one thing to keep in mind is you actually do get the cards at the end of your turn, so that's going to become important. All right, so we do have the weapons dealer, which is nice. And we don't really have any movement, and we're already in the bazaar, so I don't know that the weapons dealer is going to do us any good at the moment. But what we could do, let's see, 1, 2, 3 march plus a movement. I want to set up because the enemies most likely are going to be coming from here and here, but most likely up there. I think I'm going to do my free movement 1, 2. Then I'm going to spend these 2 march cards to go 1, 2. Actually, I'm going to spend them all. I just realized we don't want to buy a card anyway, so I want to bring this one forward. And that's going to do it, because I can't do anything with these unless I wanted to trash that to gain honor. But again, then I'm going to get a hex, so let's not do that this round. So let's go ahead and get our next cards. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And see what's in store for us next. Next, we have Good Shot. All ranged enemies get +1 range. Well, there's none currently. And we will move to the next card. So number 2. They are coming. Well, they're not coming yet, but we'll see. All right, so let's roll. We got a 5, which means we're going to get one of these green guys, and it's going to come in on the 6. So if we look over here at the enemies, now the minions rather, they'll see that a green one is a poison blade. He has a range 1, damage 1, and if this attack causes damage, this unit is poisoned, so he can poison us. So we'll grab one of these green meeples, and I'm going to lay them down like this so you can see them better. And he's going to come in on the 6th spot here. All right, and he's not ranged, so no issue there, but he is going to go ahead and get to move. And if we look on his card, we see he has 2 movement. Now, the way this works is they're going to move towards the nearest one to them, and they're going to go in a diagonal straight out like this, and they're going to try to get to the space. Now, this is probably going to be the closest, so he's going to try to move towards this one before then making his way diagonal, so he's going to move forward 2. All right, so let's go ahead and check our cards. This time we can buy cards, so that's good for us. If possible, I do want to get one of those cats up in the bazaar. But for the meantime, let's go ahead and move this one 1, 2. Now it is risky because there are minions that can spawn there. Do we want to move into the bazaar? Depends on whether I want to trash anything. Well, I am going to want to trash this card, and I am going to want to trash this card. So yes, so we'll spend a march. We'll move him in here. That'll allow us to sell 2 cards. So we're going to sell the old wooden shield, and I'm going to sell the dagger. That's going to get us 6. And then additionally, we're going to have 7, 8, 10. So we're going to have 10 to spend, which is really good for us. Now, I'm not a big fan of going with the bow strategy because it requires a really thin deck, but I did set this up so that I would have the option if I wish. But I think for the moment, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to grab this unicorn since we have the money to spend. Now, the unicorn is a mount. It allows us to move 1 to 3, but if we move through an enemy unit, it takes a damage. So that's going to be really good for us. So let's go ahead and shuffle up. And I think we've done a pretty good job of thinning this deck out already, which is surprising for me, given that I'm not normally a very good deck builder. So I played this with some other people, and I kind of figured out that thinning the deck was more important than I initially thought. All right, so let's roll, let's get our next power card, which is going to be Ambush Right. Now what this means is the enemies are going to come in from the right side of the board instead. They are coming, but let's see what's coming. I hear them now. That's because we have good cat ears. All right, so let's roll here. We get a 3, which is a purple, and he's going to come in on the 12. Now, I don't have meeples laying around for the purple, so I'm using these gray. So he's going to come in here. And the purple minion is a Cursed Blade, range 1, damage 1. And when this minion causes damage, the target unit gains a hex card. So we definitely don't want to get hit by him. Now, I should mention here, just so you're aware, each of my miniatures or units, my cat people, can take up to 3 damage. All right, so now we're going to do movement. Now, you move it in fast, but we don't have any fast first. So they're still going to move out. Now, this is going to be the closest, but he's still going to just move 2 forward. And then this is going to be the closest, and he's going to be trying to move towards this space. So, actually, no, he's going to be moving to this space. So he's going to move forward 2 as well. I believe these are our cards. You know what? I'm not. Yes, they are. Okay. So let's see what we have here. Now, lightning's going to be nice when we get multiple enemies, but I do want to take care of that guy over there, but he's not really... Oh, wait, you know what? We messed up. Sorry, we were doing ambush right. So actually, this guy is going to come in 1, 2, 3, 4. He's actually going to come in here, and this is going to be the closest, so he's going to go like that. Okay, so actually, we should worry about him. So let's see if we could take him out. Now we could move forward a little bit and just take him out with a lightning bolt. And since we're not going to be using it, it's probably the best thing to do for us. So we do need to be within 3. So 1, 2, 3. So we need to be here, which is fine. We can use our free movement. Go ahead and spend this lightning bolt, which will cause 1 damage to this, taking that unit out. I'm going to keep them over here as little trophies until we need them. And then... Triple Sheath isn't going to do me any good at the moment, nor are these March cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, I think I'm going to spend a March, move back, and then I'm going to spend all of this for Honor, which would be 5, and I'm going to take a Conditioning card, which will give us a little more movement because it's movement 1 to 2. All right, so let's go ahead and get our next 6 cards. We're going to need to shuffle up. I'm going to get lucky and grab the lightning bolt back. No such luck. Okay, so this is not a shuffle, so let's see what happens next. Next, players cannot block enemy turns this, enemy attacks this turn. Well, joke's on you because we threw away all of our shields anyway. All right, so let's see what we have here next. Next up is... Ready your defenses. Well, that's definitely what I'm trying to do. So let's go ahead and roll the dice. Oh, we get a natural 20. I swear the last time I rolled a natural 20, I don't know when it was. All right, so on a natural 20, or rather on a 19 or 20, the way the enemies happen is going to be a little different. This is going to spawn the enemy right here in the bazaar, and since it's a 6, it's going to be one of these blue ones, which are going to be lightning bolts, range 1 to 3. So they're spellcasters. They cause 1 damage to the target unit. It also chains through all orthonically connected units, causing 1 damage unit, and that is terrible for us. I mean, that is really terrible for us. Okay, so, you know what? So that was a 620. We do have an option, and maybe now that I've shown you, maybe this is a time to explain Divine Favor. So I can use a Divine Favor token to cancel a bad roll, and I really don't like this roll, because what's going to happen is they're automatically going to do this damage to us. So I think I'm actually going to cancel this roll. I'm going to spend my Divine Favor and re-roll, and let's hope that just doesn't happen again, shall we? All right, so we get a 5 and a 1. So it's still the same guy, but luckily he's going to come in a little different for us. He's going to come about as far away as he possibly can. All right, so now let's go ahead and do our movement. This is going to be a straight line here, so he's going to be coming to here. He's going to go 1, 2. This guy is going to go here. All right, so definitely readying our defenses. Now, it doesn't look like there's a lot of enemies coming, but I glanced through this deck a little without spoiling too much of it, and it definitely gets pretty bad as we move on. So I think that was a good use of our Divine Favor token, so we shall continue on. Looking at our hand here, oh, I guess we did keep a shield. You know, maybe we should not keep the shield. So let's see. I'm going to... do I want to? Well, they're not range. Let's go ahead and get rid of the shield. That's going to be 3 honor. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe I can get rid of one of these marches. I'm gonna use this. Well, actually, I don't have to use that because I have 2 in the bazaar. I'm gonna trash a march card. That's gonna give us 6 honor. And then I'm going to use these 2 for 8. I'm going to get a lightning bolt because I seem to really like those. And then we have a little bit of movement here. I think I'm going to use my free movement to go 1, 2. I'm going to spend a march to go here. And then I have a unicorn that's 1 to 3. You know, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. No, I guess I could have done that a little different. Probably could have killed that enemy. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to move this guy off. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to leave him in as our sacrificial lamb for the moment. All right, so let's go ahead and get our next cards. We're at 6. Let's keep this over here out of the way. All right, so let's think about this. We're going to draw a new card. Earthquake. All units are knocked down. Now, there is a token for this, but we're actually just going to flip our guys over to show and go to their black and white side. It'll make my life a little easier. And I'll explain next turn what happens in order to get back up. All right, so we've readied our defenses, and now it's time to prepare yourselves. Again, that's what we're doing. All right, so we're going to roll. We get a 1, so that's pretty good, but we get a 5. That's going to be a yellow. Now, these are the fast units here. And that is, if we look over here, a yellow unit is a swift blade. And they move 4. They have a range 1, damage 1. And he's going to come in on the 1, the same as before, but he's going to move first out of the enemies that are moving. This is going to be the closest, so if we trace all the way up, well, he's going to just move along the diagonal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This guy's going to go 1, 2. This one's going to go 1, Well, he's going to take the shortest way around the lava. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's the same distance. So we'll say it goes that way. All right, so that's going to complete the enemies. And we have our 6 cards. Now, in order to stand back up, we have to just discard a card from our hand. So, looking at this, I'm definitely going to discard this to stand. I'm going to stand him back up. And I'm going to discard the short sword to stand this one back up. Then I'm going to use my free movement to go 1, 2. He needs to be within 3 for lightning bolt. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So I need to be there. So we'll use our conditioning to move 1, 2. So that we have 1, 2, 3. We'll use our lightning bolt to take this one out. And then we still have 2 marches, which we could trash to get some more cards, which would only give us, well, it'd only give us 4, which there's nothing I really like for 4. So I think we'll just, well, do I want anything from the 4? No, I don't think so. I think for the moment, the movement is probably doing me better. The flail would be nice, but the flail has to trash a card to attack. I kind of put that card in there as a tempt me, but reality, I'm probably always going to use the short sword. All right, so let's go ahead and just discard out. We will, that's our discard, so let's go ahead and shuffle up. And we're going to be moving into round 6. Chugging right along here, it seems. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now this is a prototype, and I do have the rules as of now. This game, as of the time that I'm filming this, this game is on Kickstarter at the moment. You may be watching this after the Kickstarter is over, but so there may have been some rule changes, or of course I may have gotten something wrong, but we'll see how well we do. Okay, so let's see here. We're gonna go ahead and draw our next power card. Quicken, all enemies get +1 movement. Don't like that at all. All right, so we're gonna go into round 6. Push them back. Now this could be bad because now we could get multiple enemies. We have a 4 and a 16, of which that is gonna get us 2 of the black minions, so we'll grab those. Now the black minions are going to be standard arrow, so they are range. They are 2 to 3 range with a damage of 1. They're going to come in here on the 16. Because there's 2 and it's an even number, they're going to stagger. So we're going to put them like this. And then we're going to move to our movement. So the yellow is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to move 2. These, if I go straight out, are going to move forward 2. This one's going to go 1, 2. All right, so we're still handling this. I think we're okay. Let's take a look at our cards here. I do have a lightning bolt, which makes me happy because maybe we can take out that yellow. I wish I could get them grouped together. That would be really nice. All right, so let's work on that first. So I'm going to use my free movement, 1, 2. Now, if anything goes into the lava, it's auto-killed. So that's going to do that. Then I'm going to do a march, 1, and then 1, 2, 3. I'm going to spend the lightning, which will take him out. And then should probably double down on this lightning. Although I do like the Ring of Fire too, so that's an AoE that can go around. Let's see. Although a shield would probably be. Now I don't think we're in need of a shield just yet. So I could do this to trash this. This triple sheath seems to not be doing anything good. So let's spend the weapon dealer. Well, we don't need to spend. I keep forgetting I have a guy in the bazaar. Let's go ahead and trash it. I know we bought it, but hey, we'll get that. We'll get 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see. Let's buy. Let's go ahead and buy an adrenaline. We are only going to need 5. So let's buy an adrenaline. And we'll use the march to move this one back. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's just leave him there, and let's use it to flip this one over. Oh, wait, everyone's on their feet. All right, so let's draw our next 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. We're going to need to shuffle here. That's going to give us 6 cards. I am surprisingly staying thin on the deck. I'm also staying surprisingly short on lightning bolts. We need to buy some more lightning bolts. All right, so did we do the movement? We did not. All enemies would have gotten a movement, which still would have kept the yellow one away from us. He just would have died one sooner. I might not have moved. That's fine. He would have come forward to here, and they would have moved another space. All right, so we fixed that. I'm sorry, I do apologize. I just didn't notice it. Okay, so let's draw the next power card. Ambush left. So this time they're going to be coming in from the left side. We did do a good job of pushing them back. Let's see what's next. Do not lose heart. Well, cards, I am not losing heart yet. Let's go ahead and roll up. All right, so we get a 2, which is going to be a red, which is a ranged enemy. And he's going to come in on the 9. So the red is the fire arrow. They have a range of 2 to 3, damage 1, and this can start forest fires, which are not pretty. But for the moment, we'll just bring in the 1 red on, what did we say, the 9? So he's going to come in here. All right, so let's go ahead and do our movement. This is going to be like this. So he's going to move on the diagonal, 1, 2. The blue, I don't think... Nope, range 1 to 3. So 1, 2, 3. He doesn't have the range. He's just out. Oof. Good. Okay. You know what? We did this again with the ambush left. So you came in, I think it was on the 9. So it's actually going to come in here. All right. So let's correct that. I apologize for that. And then he's going to move 2. So 1, 2. And he has a range of 2 to 3, so he can get to us. So he's going to do a damage to us. Let's hope we're not in there, so he's not going to do that, but we are going to take some damage. These guys over here are going to move towards this space. Okay, so let's move on to the next round. No, I don't think I'm doing that bad, honestly. All right, so we can get really creative with this. Let's do this. We're going to use the unicorn. We're going to move this one 1, 2, 3, damaging and destroying that enemy. And then I'm going to use my free movement to go 1, 2 to get away. Actually, do I want to do that? We could probably use the lightning bolt to take him out. We could. Let's do that. Let's, because that's going to be 1, 2, 3. So let's use the lightning bolt to take him out. And then use our free movement to go 1, 2. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We do have 5, but if we trashed, you know, the short sword doesn't seem to be doing just so good. If we trash this, 3, 4, that's 7. I want 8. I want another lightning bolt. Kind of addicted to lightning bolts now, it seems. Although a metal shield would be really good. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that's 5. Let's trash. Let's trash a march card for 3. And then we'll do 5. 6, 7. Let's buy a conditioning to get a little more movement. So we'll do that. And then we still have these 2. nope, that's going to complete us. Okay, so that's going to finish that. Let's get our 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Seem to be just short. Anybody want to bet I don't have a lightning bolt? Oh, I do. Really need to buy some more of those. Feels like lightning bolt's the way I'm going to go. Though I do think eventually I'm going to have to get some melee weapons to really get up there. Although the unicorn did help us out. All right, so let's check the next card. Sorry I haven't got it. Oh, now we have one. So all ranged enemies will get +2 range. Luckily for us, we do not have... Oh, we do. This one has a +2 range. I think we're okay. I think I'm going to let that stand. So let's go ahead and see what's in for round 8. Oof, that's stand firm. Okay, we'll stand firm. We get a 3 on the 4. Oof, so that's going to be 3 of the green ones. Let's grab those. That's the poison blade. They're going to come in on the 4, and because they are even, I think we may have messed up earlier. We may have staggered them, but I'm not sure. On an I'm not sure. On an even, you actually don't stagger. You do side by side. So he's going to come in 4, 5, and 6. Possibly got it right, and if not, I'll notice it in the edit later. Okay, so let's do our movement. This guy's going to come forward 2. This one's going to come forward 2. And this one's going to come forward this way. These are trying to get here, so he's going to go here, and he's going to go here. They don't have the range, luckily. I don't think so anyway. We should double check that, shouldn't we? Black is 2 to 3, so 1, 2, 3. No, we're good. Okay, so let's move on. I think we're doing okay. We're in round 8. There are 20 rounds, just so everyone watching is aware. All right, so we have a weapons dealer. I like the idea of that. I like the idea. So this lightning here would be really nice because it will chain through. And let's show how that works. So I'm going to go 1, 2 for my freebie. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. I'm going to use the lightning. I'm going to cast it here. It's going to chain through all connected units. So that's going to take all of those out. I think we're doing a pretty good job managing this. All right. I don't want to risk a yellow coming out at us. So I think... so each time any of your units attack an enemy, they attack... I think we've had to have used that first, so that's fine. We'll use 2 marches to bring him back a little, just to be on the safe side. And then that's going to give us 4. I think we're going to go ahead and buy a short sword. One, 2, 3, 1, 2. We'll shuffle up here. Sure, everyone watching this is having a good laugh at my poor deck building skills. There's definitely some other cards out here I should be trying to get. This would be nice. The ring blade would be nice. The ring blade has a range 1, damage 1, but it attacks all adjacent spaces. So you kind of just, and you can choose to attack certain spaces and not others. The ice wall allows us to put up an ice wall. The quick hands allows us to draw a card each time we attack an enemy. So I think we do need to try to get some more of these cards. I did go with a rather basic assortment of cards for this video. All right, so let's just check. Now, this card has the little shuffle symbol, so that means we need to reshuffle the entire power deck. We are going to get the Plague Rats, so not going to be buying this turn. And now we're moving to round 9. Hold the line. I've definitely been holding the line. All right, so let's roll. We get a 5 and a 15. Ooh, new enemy we haven't seen. It's going to be the white minions. Let's go ahead and grab 3 of those. And the white minions are going to be short swords. So they're just basic attacks, range 1, damage 1. They're going to come in on the 15, which is going to be staggered because it is odd. It's going to go 15, 17, and then it's going to wrap around to the 1. Now, originally, I thought that they kind of moved into a thing here, next row, but I've been informed that they go to the wraparound. All right, and let's do our movement. This is going to be the nearest, so he's going to move to here. This is going to be the nearest. This is going to be his shortest path, though. This one's going to go like this. This one is going to be trying to get to this space. So 1, 2, and 1, 2. All right, so that's going to complete out that. Let's see what we can do here. This time we definitely don't want to buy anything, which kind of sad. I kind of did want to buy. Although, so these aren't adjacent, so I can't take them out with lightning. This might be not a bad time to retreat off a little. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 1, 2 for free. And then I'm going to spend a conditioning card to go 1, 2. I'm going to spend this conditioning card here to move out of the bazaar. 1, 2. Let's see. Now we won't be able to buy anything at that. So I'm going to use the unicorn to go 1, 2, 3. And the rest of these are just going to be not used this round. Although I do have this that allow me to trash, but I'm keeping these cards, so I don't think that's going to do me any good. All right, so that's going to complete our turn. We're kind of doing instead of holding a line, we're actually doing a fallback. All right, so moving up, let's get our new cards. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's going to be those. All right, so Plague Rats are going to be out, which is good news for me. And all ranged enemies get +1 range. So you know what? Probably a good idea I moved back, right? All right, so we're no longer holding the line. We are now, there is still hope. Of course there's still hope. We're barely damaged. All right, so let's roll. We get a 1 on a 14. That's going to be the red minions, which we have seen before. They're the ones with the fire arrows, so we want to stay out of the forest. I purposely set up a very large forest. Now, one thing, if you've seen this game anywhere else, you'll notice I chose not to use any of the snow or acid terrain, just to simplify things a little bit here. So that's going to be a 14, so they're going to come in like this. All right, so let's do our movement. We know that this guy is trying to get to here. We know that this one is trying to get to here. This one also is probably going to go because he knows he has to go around. This is still going to be moving forward. This is going to be moving forward. These are also going to move forward. All right, so we're still doing okay. There's still hope. Just to go with the card there. All right, so let's see. We have a lot of March cards. I do have lightning. Really try to get the enemies kind of together to make this worth it. I'm going to move this one here. And that's going to be his freebie. And I'm going to move him back actually all the way to there. I'm going to let him sit. So we have 3 marches. I don't see, well, I do kind of want to move him. So I'm going to spend 1 to move this way. And then maybe we'll buy a card. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 available. What can we get for 6? We could get some adrenaline. We could get a shield. Might not be a bad time to invest in a shield. Let's go ahead and buy a shield. All right, so that's going to end our turn. And so now we're going to move to the round 11. And that's going to do, players cannot block enemy attacks this turn. Of course, I bought a shield, why not? All right, and we're gonna move into round 11. Now this is gonna be the halfway point. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to stop the video here and cut this into a second video because this is already pretty long. And so just go ahead and let's cut over. If you want to continue watching this to see if we make it to the dragon, go ahead and check video 2, which is going to be linked below.